What is up? It is Paristtmpped, Paristtmpped, and we are back with a better video. So recently, somebody had asked me, like, they're going on. I think they're going out the country, and they wanted some tips and tricks on what to do and how to survive. And that video, I think I'm either going to post before this or after this. So go watch it, or watch it soon. I don't know which one. Today's video is going to be about tips and tricks on how to pass as a trans person. I guess this can go both ways, always, middle ways, sideways, because, fuck it. But it's really just honestly what I've realized and what I've taken from my journey, even before I passed, because it took me a while to get here. And now that I've been here, it feels like I've been here for forever. But before, it was a freaking constant climb. For one, I'm going to start with, you're going to have to understand that there's going to be a time where you just might not. And that acceptance will allow you to kind of move through life a lot more subtly and chill without having to overthink and worry. That's how I take it. When someone be like, when someone would misgender me, I would just correct it and keep it stepping, because I had to understand that I'm just not passing right now, and that's just what it is. Once you have acceptance, then it all kind of stems from there. In order for people to understand you, you're going to have to really set the boundaries and let people know who you are. If people don't know who you are, they don't know what the fuck to say. Definitely if you're not passing it. That's what I've realized. At one point I wasn't. And so whenever someone messed it up, I corrected it. You have to kind of take pride in who you are, even if you're shy, because you're going to have to understand that it's all a mental battle. If you want the world to understand how you're expressing yourself, you have to express it, or people won't understand it no matter how hard you try. Definitely if you're in a community where people know you and, they've watched you grow and change, and they're just hard-headed and can't understand that you're changing, you're gonna have to understand that you're gonna have to really set those boundaries and speak up. I'd say abide by the social rule of whatever you're trying to be. Now, if you're trying to go for this androgynous, like, we don't know what you are, non-binary kind of vibe, you gotta really dig into that. Now, I'm not trying to say you have to, but you have to understand that if you're living in a world where you want people to understand you, you have to either abide by the rule or explain what you want. Like, that's just really what the world is. Like, it's really just creating your character. And in games, when you see characters being created, they're fucking... You only know Mario because of his whole aesthetic. And you know to say Mario because he has his own theme song. If he wanted to be someone else, or if he didn't want to be Mario anymore and he wanted to be something else, he would have to really go out his way and change his style and really do something different so that people know he was different. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how understanding works, because I feel like some people kind of get a little upset, or like they almost don't want to be themselves because they think the world won't understand them. Yes. Even if you didn't change yourself and you didn't transition, the world just wouldn't understand you. Like, that's just kind of... It's kind of a weird mind fuck, but if you want to kind of understand that mind fuck, it really does help you understand that this is all you. Like, it's like the world is you, and if you're living in an area where everyone hates you, you might have to just get out that area, and as you get older, or right now, get the fuck out that area and go to an area where no one knows you, and you can just be yourself. And if you're struggling to pass, or you passing and you not passing is a danger to your life, go to an area where you can be yourself. Go to an LGBT plus included area, a modern area. Of course, that's a climb, and it's a battle, and it might be like something that you can't do right now, but that's something that you have to almost tell yourself, I can't do that right now, so this is what I have to do for now. It's all a mind thing. So I feel like it really depends on your look. You have to look in the mirror and go, what will look good on me? At one point I cut all my hair off. I looked fucking crazy. I mean, not trying to be crazy, but I didn't look crazy. I feel like I could probably pull it off now, but at the time, so I decided, let me just grow my hair out and see how I feel about it. And I'm glad I did. I mean, don't get me wrong, the maintenance is wild, but I do feel like it helped with my aesthetic, and it helped me better express myself and how I wanted to be presented, and people better understood me, understood my journey and where I was heading, where I am going. And I feel like, of course, even now they paint their own picture of who they think I am and should be, but I'm me, and that's just what it has to be. And I'm always kind of, let me put my fucking shit forward. Yeah. I'm always evolving, and if they can't understand it, that's just kind of not my problem. You have to have that mindset. You're always evolving. If they don't understand, it's not your problem. So yeah, look in the mirror and go, should I grow my hair out? Should I work on getting a beard? Should I ask yourself, should I start working out? Or ask yourself the other questions. If you're like transitioning into like someone that's non-binary or a trans woman, go, do I want to grow my hair out? Do I want to start working out? Do I want to start doing this and doing this to kind of evolve my character to where I want it to be? Next, dress code. You gotta dress the part. I know some people want to like do it all, but then people will see you as someone that's doing it all, and they'll have their own understanding of what doing it all even means. You gotta realize some people don't live in your world, or live in our world. Some people don't live in this world with us. So it's like one of those things where we have to almost introduce them to this world by showing them how this world. Like it's almost like aliens coming off of a planet and being like, boom, they're an alien because they're probably going to be dressed differently, but of course that's just like me being funny. But, I'm just saying. I feel like, you have to understand that it's all about who you are and expressing it. And if, dress the part of who you think that person has to be. If it was a character in a book, if you were reading the book, how'd that character look? What would it say about them? It's a really good question. Talk about going to the gym, and I mean, you don't have to go. But I just feel like if everybody goes to the gym, we're all good. Go to the gym and eat healthy and work out in the way that whatever you're trying to be would, because then I feel like your body would just sculpt into the person as well. It's all like a weird like sculpting game thing that's how I see it. Of course, like that's how I'm trying to better kind of paint the picture for you of how to pass. It's really expressing who you are to the max capacity, but in the identity of what you want to be. If you're catching what I'm throwing, comment down below. Got it. Of course, it's not that easy. It's time. It takes time. You have to also realize that. That's number 6, is having the understanding that it takes time. You cannot rush that process. You can't expect to just pass and everyone understands who you are. You have to practice. If you want to start wearing a binder, that's number 7. Try that out. Or if you want to start wearing silicone titties, try that out. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm dead ass. Like, I'm just being upfront. Like, if you want to, do certain things, watch some videos of people who are like you, like how you're watching me. And I'll tell you, I got top surgery, and that video is on my channel. You know what I'm saying? So I talk about my journey, but before that, I was binding like a goddamn crazy person. So, it's one of those things where we all are kind of going through that journey and understanding that it takes time, and we all have to kind of walk the plank and then jump into the sea of honey. Like, it's just like that. Thank y'all for the ones who commented happy birthday on my last video of me singing on a hunt, on a hunt, on a hunt, what I want. Yo, before I even finish this video, please go check out my website. I just dropped my store, the Paristtmpped shop. I've been in Puerto Rico, I'm not even going to lie to y'all, so I'm finally back and I can give y'all hella content. Even when I'm in Puerto Rico, I have some tips and tricks on, like I said, traveling as someone who is LGBT+, trans. Definitely if you're going to somewhere that's not like LGBT+ friendly, So anyway, go check out my website if you want resources, anything from my shops, because whatever you buy supports me in my dream and just trying to become a full-time artist. So I appreciate it. Be friends with your community. That is like key to passing, because when you're friends with people who are like you, that you're trying to be like, I can't explain that. I'm not trying to say you're trying to be like them, but you're trying to be comfortable within yourself and express those parts of yourself out loud like they are. Then it really helps you to feel more confident within yourself, because you feel like you can have permission to be you, because then you're around you. You can laugh, you can say jokes that y'all would understand. I'm trying to check on my food and make sure that it's not fucking burning. But I'm making fucking pasta with herbs. When I was in Puerto Rico, I met this French woman named Jem, and she was so cool, and she was telling me that my food smelled so good, all I was missing was herbs. And I'm like, she's fucking right. So now I'm gonna make some like pasta alfredo and put some herbs in that shit. Like, that shit gonna be puffy. So anyway, sometimes in order to pass, you gotta like change your name. If you have a very feminine name that's like Isabella and you're trying to be a man, I mean, hey, If you like that name, keep it. I love my name. Paris is Puffy. I'm not changing my name. It's who I am. But if it's like Isabella, maybe work on having a new name. Edwin. Izzy. I went by that name at one point, and that's not who I am. If your name is Darwin, maybe turn it to Dorothy. I don't know. It's one of those things where you have to really just abide by the social rules and change it up. Get a piercing. Look edgy. As soon as you look edgy, everyone will assume you're just trying to be a different gender. I'm telling you. I know how to explain it. Like, people don't know what the fuck's going on with me because they, from afar, they're like, oh shit, and they close and they're like, you got a piercing? What the fuck? And I'm like, well, it's a long story. It all started back then, not then. So that's basically, how I roll. I feel like, as soon as you look edgy, you're immediately passing. If you're a trans woman, grow that hair out, grow it long. If you have like curly hair, make it like an afro, get some earrings going on. Like, I'm just making it all up, but it really is just like I was saying. It's all about abiding by the idea of the role. I don't think we should. I don't think we have to. But some people, if you want to pass, you have to. That's just a part of the process. My food is almost done, so I'm going to leave this video at part 1. If you want a part 2, comment down below part 2 for a more in-depth. I will catch y'all soon. Peace.